Now 2022, a year to remember or look back at the year that was. You can always count on big local stories in South Florida, many making national headlines, and 2022 was no exception. Here's CBS 4's Hank Tester with some of them.
In the Sunshine State, the year 2022 was for many South Floridians a struggle.
Huge prices on everything, especially the meat and the dairy and produce, everything.
Inflation hovered around 8% all year. And then there was the South Florida real estate rental market.
It is really impossible for everyday working people, families, to afford to pay rent or even to maintain their mortgages, insurance.
Rule of thumb is about 900 people move to Florida every day, driving up home prices and rental cost. Plus, cash buyers from foreign countries coming in, leaving locals with this kind of story.
I make a decent living as a nurse, but I still have to live with my mom.
We all showed amazing grace and decorum as we learned the terrible things this murdering bastard did to our children.
The jury verdict in the Parkland mass shooting sentencing. No death penalty for Nicholas Cruz. Parents and family of those impacted outraged.
Count 1 of the indictment, the murder in the first degree of Luke Hoyer, the court imposes a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole.
The judge repeated the sentence 17 times for each of those gunned down by Nicholas Cruz.
Then the eye passed, and then the second half of the storm was very intense, and we watched the ocean just come across the back of our property.
The 2022 hurricane season, September. Ian delivered a $40 billion blow from Marco Island through Naples, Fort Myers Beach, and through central Florida. November, Nicole did almost $500 million in heavy oceanfront damage from North Miami-Dade up the Florida coast. June brought Tropical Storm Alex, which highlighted South Florida's ongoing flooding issues. The Brickell area flooded, and king tides impacted low-lying areas as climate change became visible and an ongoing process. Along the way, we remembered the 30th anniversary of Hurricane Andrew.
We are at 170,000 plus Cubans that are clogging up the immigration system. It is impossible for all those people to go before an immigration judge in the near future.
Almost daily, it seems a group of Cuban freedom seekers arrive on the shores of South Florida. The Coast Guard busy at sea, interdicting almost 6,200 Cubans in fiscal year 2022. 20,000 Haitian migrants have been sent back to the Caribbean nation since Inauguration Day 2021.
It's been more than 10 years that anybody's made me cry. You made me cry today.
Miami-Dade's charismatic and larger-than-life school superintendent Alberto Carvalho departs to head the Los Angeles Unified School District. Meanwhile, in Broward County, a school board stacked with appointees by Governor Ron DeSantis fired school superintendent Vicki Cartwright. Weeks later, a newly elected school board reinstated her. A major issue for both districts, a huge teacher shortage.
I think it gives a great reputation for this school.
Palmetto Senior High School graduate Ketanji Brown Jackson appointed to the U.S. Supreme Court. First black woman, making history. And she's one of ours. Also this past year, Miami International Airport travel up 17%, the highest since the pandemic. And following a year when it was easier to buy dog food than baby formula, supply chain issues in 2022 will likely follow us into 2023. I'm Hank Tester, CBS 4 News.